G'day everybody, I'm Sean Dooley from BirdLife Australia and welcome to the 2021 Aussie Backyard Bird Count. Now, I think we can all agree that 2021 has been a pretty tough year for many of us. But if there have been any silver linings, they've been in the form of the birds that we've been able to see outside our windows or in our local neighbourhoods. I think for many of us, birds have become the timeline cleanser that we need for our real lives. Little colourful bursts of joy that have brightened some of our rather dreary days. But now is the time to celebrate that connection we've made with our local birds by taking part in the Aussie Backyard Bird Count, the annual snapshot that you provide to help us at BirdLife Australia work out what's going on with the birds that we see every day. Helping us get the word out this year is our crop of brilliant bird count ambassadors, some of whom you're going to meet pretty soon. But before we do...
We interrupt this program to bring you some bird breaking news. I'm Paul Kennedy with the ABBC News. We've got some top stories, and we'll start with the superb fairy wren. It seems this crowd favourite has some dropping numbers in Melbourne, Sydney and Canberra. Quite a surprise after its famous victory in the Bird of the Year poll. To another category, and the expert analysis is in, and the big money is on the rainbow lorikeet to take out the most common bird category for the 8th year in a row. Although, don't call it just yet, because the noisy minor sources say, and I quote, "The honeyeater is not giving up on the main prize and is willing to resort to bullying tactics in order to rule the roost." Finally, authorities are predicting that 120,000 people will take part in this year's Aussie Backyard Bird Count. Places like this, I'm in my backyard. It will take 20 minutes for people to get involved, to be in their favourite green space, to act as a citizen scientist and to help the authorities fill in the gaps of knowledge about most of the common birds throughout Australia. So terrific effort there. Organisers say, and I quote again, "Counting birds is the perfect COVID-safe activity." Same can't be said for many of our cockatoos and parrots, which seem to have no sense of social distancing at all. Back to the program.
Now, we spoke to some of our bird count ambassadors to see what they're getting up to this year when they do their backyard bird counts.
No, birds don't get COVID, Sean. They do get a coronavirus infection, and probably more than I know, but one of the very first research papers I published when I was doing veterinary work was on infectious bronchitis virus of chickens, which is a coronavirus, but it's not the same family as COVID-19.
I have to say, one of the loveliest things about COVID is I've seen more birds than I've ever seen before in my life.
The blackbird will get into the little garden and you'll see dirt all over the path. And we see the crested pigeons and ducks too, sort of right high up on the TV aerial.
Magpies, white cockatoos, galah.
And I love seeing them. Just this morning I saw a couple of different types of thornbill and Bassian thrush I caught a sight of in the undergrowth, and white-throated tree creeper, all sorts of things.
King parrots, starlings and kookaburra.
Noisy miners, which at the times sort of seem to be controlling everything.
Bird highlights in lockdown. Look, the last 2 years have been tough. You're in Melbourne, I'm in Melbourne, where we're struggling a bit as we come into the tail end. I think in the last 2 years, I've also realised how important the natural world around me is. And I've realised how much I love being able to watch, particularly bird life, but all sorts of animal life as well. And subsequently, I've decided to move to the country, and I'm going to be surrounded by some of the most beautiful birds. I've already noticed I've got a rosella, I've got a pied currawong, I've got quite a few regular birds that visit, ducks as well.
My favourite memory is, and it happens every day, and I didn't know this about magpies, but they're like dogs. They play together like dogs. And one of them literally gets on its back going, come on. And the other one jumps on. Or maybe something else is going on, Sean, I don't know. It's seeing magpies play together like they're cats or dogs. I would like to see more kookaburras. They really, for me, the kookaburra for me is the celebrity of the bird world.
Looking forward to seeing a few more of the smaller birds that I might not have seen. I don't actually know what's in that area locally, so it'll be a really new experience for me, and I think really good to come to an understanding of what's around me.
Probably for the black cockatoos to come. They're always spectacular.
I would love a welcome party to the neighbourhood with some small bush birds. I'd like to say I'm adding to that count as a small bush bird myself.
I'm at my local dog park doing a bit of a recce for the Aussie Backyard Bird Count. There's Leo in the background there, having chased the ball for half an hour. I live in the Upper Yarra Valley, about 60 clicks east of Melbourne, and this beautiful bit of bush and hills behind me. That's the beginning of the Great Dividing Range there. There are so many wonderful birds in this area.
I think I'll be doing the bird count this year. I'll do it in the new place. Yes, I'll definitely count out there, because when I'm having lunch, I just sit there and look out the window and there they are. Like, blows my mind, and I can't wait.
To our west, we have Royal Park, which is wonderful because we can walk out there in the native grasslands and native forest and see Australian birds and Australian flowers and trees.
And the wonderful thing about the Aussie Backyard Bird Count is that you can do it in your normal environment, literally in your backyard, your nature strip, just places that you go every day. You just basically count birds, and it's so much fun.
So if you want to join in the fun, you can just download the free Aussie Bird Count app, register and then get counting. Or you can find out more details at aussiebirdcount.org.au. Now for today, I want to take us out. I'm going to hand over to one of our brand new Bird Count ambassadors, Stella Donnelly. Over to you, Stella.
Hello, my name is Stella Donnelly and I'm an ambassador this year for the Backyard Bird Count. This is a song that I recorded and wrote on a drive from Perth to Melbourne, where I took field recordings of birds so that I could layer those sounds into my music. And the video I've captured is from my backyard on a very, very beautiful evening, and I even managed to capture a couple of red wattle birds in the video for good measure. I hope you enjoy, and happy counting. Thanks.
Hello there, I'm Katrina Roundtree, and there is nothing that I love more than enjoying a cuppa in my backyard with my feathered friends. Enjoy your morning cuppa while taking part in the Aussie Backyard Bird Count. And tell me, how many birds will you count?